How's it going, everybody? I'm here with Lucia.
Hi guys!
And we're going to do our Q&A based on the questions you guys asked on Instagram.
Finally.
So let's get started. Number one, how did you guys meet? So I was actually judging a Voice of China overseas contest where they basically came here to try to find contestants to send back to China. I was a judge and she showed up. She was a contestant. She was number 18. I remember. She sang Lady Gaga on stage. And I didn't recognize her because she had like stage makeup, so I didn't know she looked this way. But that's how we met.
Okay.
At that time, I was single. She had a boyfriend, so
yes, I did.
Nothing happened, but that was just how we met.
Next one. First impression of each other. You know, when I first saw him, I thought he was really cute. And I was like, this guy's kind of cute, you know? And a lot of people told me about him when I was backstage. People were like, oh my god, Jason Chen's here. You know, he's a great singer. I was really surprised. And when I saw him, I just thought he was really cute. But he's a little short, you know? It's just a fact. But that was my first impression.
My first impression of you, so Lucia is a very amazing dancer, very amazing performer, very amazing actor, but not an amazing singer, right? Like she's not cut out for singing. Like her singing is like me dancing. Like,
alright, we get the point, okay?
It's just not good. Like we're good at stuff, we're not good at stuff. So I remember thinking like, wow, like she's a great performer. She can't sing, but she's like, she owned it, you know? It's like, she believed she could sing. Like, you could see in her face that she believed she was doing a great job.
How long have you guys been together? We've been together for a little longer than 3 years now.
Yeah.
What was that?
So, another question someone asked was like, how did you guys ask each other out? And
oh, yeah.
This is always kind of funny because
we never really
I never, like, officially asked her. There was never a point where I was like, hey, like, will you be my girlfriend? It was kind of like, so we arbitrarily set this date in July. So it's been 3 years and
a little longer than 3 years.
4 months.
When you fight, who said sorry first? Him. It's definitely him. Which I really appreciate it because I know, even though I know like there are times I'm just being ridiculous and you know, just being crazy, but he still said sorry first, which I really appreciate. You know, being a girl, we just need the guy to say sorry first to make us feel sorry too, and then we'll apologize as well. But he's definitely the person who's always saying sorry first, who's always apologizing first, no matter if it's my fault or his fault. Most of the times it's my fault, but he would still take it as his responsibility and he would just say sorry.
The fact that she's saying that means a lot, right? Like some girls or some people in general, they maybe even if they know they're not always right, insist that they're right to the end. And what I've kind of learned going through life is sometimes it's not the most important thing to be right. You know, like sometimes, you know, if I know she's having a bad day or
which
you know,
I always do.
Yeah,
you know?
if she's having a bad day at work or you know, she's depressed, she's upset, and I can deal with it. Yeah, it's just like, you know what? I'm not gonna like make your day worse. You know, as long as you don't cross the line. Sometimes if she crosses a line, I'll get like upset.
It gets really bad.
So it's very rare for me to get mad at her. So it's kind of like one of those like pick your battles kind of thing.
Best way to apologize after a fight. For me, when I apologize, which is very rare, I just go straight up and go say sorry because I normally don't say sorry anyways. So it's kind of like, oh, she says sorry, you know? She's saying sorry, then I should just forgive her. Yeah. That kind of thing. But for him, it's a little different story.
My way of apologizing after a fight is usually to like cut the tension. Like I'll like try to make her laugh. I'll try to be like
super cute.
I'll try to be cute. I'll try to like
a third.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'll do like something really silly that makes me like
it doesn't always work. It depends on how mad she is and how long it's been since the fight.
Yeah.
But like generally, you know, like yeah. Just to like ease the tension and kind of like move on and kind of like be able to laugh about it. Yeah. I think if you're able to do that, it's the best.
How to maintain a good relationship and what's the most important in our relationship? Ooh, how to maintain a good relationship? You talk, you just communicate with each other. Like whatever you want, whatever you're thinking, you tell each other. Otherwise, the other person will never know what you're thinking. So if I'm feeling upset, if I'm mad, if I'm irritated, if I'm having a bad day or any of the family issues I have, I would just go straight to him and talk to him. And most of the time, we'll figure things out together or he'll figure out a lot of things for me, which is wonderful.
I think the most important thing is to see not yourselves as two individuals, but like a unit. So like sometimes if I sacrifice something for the good of both of us, or sometimes she sacrifices something for the good of both of us, that's just something you have to do. And it's important not to like count score, you know, kind of like, I did this for you, so you should do this for me. It's more like you should want to do it for each other. Simple example would be like, you know, it's hard for her to like come by like roles and auditions and stuff, but sometimes I have to sacrifice, like if we make plans to go travel somewhere, or like plans in general, and then she has an audition last minute, like I'll be like, okay, you know what, like this is important to you, so like we'll push it off, like I'll just stay home or whatever. And then sometimes if she has an audition but she'll like clear out her schedule for me, that's like a very simple example, but I'm just saying, like, you know, if you're gonna be like, well, I cleared 3 auditions for you, so now you have to, you know,
clear out like time for
so
me,
it's not like that. It's more just like you kind of just see in the moment what's the best, like, you know,
solution.
Best solution. Being understanding, like I said, like sometimes if I do something, or sometimes if I feel like I didn't do anything wrong, maybe I did, I don't know, but if I feel like I didn't do anything wrong and she snaps at me, I could do one of two things, right? I could make it a big deal and elevate it, or I can just kind of go, you know what, this is not worth it. Like, you know what, you're right. I'm sorry, let's move on. And then it's just kind of little things like that. Understanding each other, caring about each other, treating the whole thing as like you're one unit, as opposed to like I'm me and you're you. What's better for me? What's better for you? Yeah. It's more like what's better for like us.
Both of us. Yes.
In general.
On the person. Oh well, those are our dogs. Those are our babies. Okay, that's the question. How tall am I? And how does it feel being taller? And how do you get a girl taller than you in secure heels? That's
okay,
like
so basically the height issue, right?
Yeah.
So I'm 5'4".
I'm 5'6".
So she's 2 inches taller than me.
When we sit down, we're like the same height. I
have a longer torso, and she has really long legs and limbs. How does it feel being taller than me?
Okay, to be honest with you, my first rule of dating before I met him was I would never date a guy who's shorter than me. But it happened. In a way, like, we've been together for 3 years, and height has never been a problem for me since day one. When I'm like interested in him, height kind of just like flew away. The fact that he was shorter, I was just like, whatever, you know. This guy's a really nice guy. He's a really nice dude. He seems very responsible. He's, you know, all kinds of good things, and I just fell in love with him. And I never really thought about, that's not domestic violence, just so you know. I just never really thought that was an issue. Because, you know, like, Jason's like, he works out, so no matter how, not fat, even if I gain weight, he will still be able to pick me up. You know what I mean? So like, I need someone to be strong and masculine enough to hold me when I cry. And I don't need someone to be super tall to do that. As long as you're like, you work out and you have a very healthy body and you have all these muscles, which is wonderful.
So it's funny because I actually like tall girls. I think the biggest thing is I don't feel insecure. Like, I don't go up and I'm like, I don't feel like, oh, like you're taller than me, like now I can't like talk to you or something. So I think it doesn't bother me. It actually, when we walk in public and she wears heels, like, okay, so when we stand together normally, like in normal shoes, we actually look about the same for the most part. I mean, unless she like really stands up straight, we look like about the same. So it's not that weird normally. But when she wears heels, like and especially for the pictures we take, that's like even more exaggerated because I'm kind of like a little bit behind her and a little bit slouching. Yeah. And she's like in the front. Like, when she wears heels, it's kind of weird to hold hands because it's like a little bit. I can't really. It's a little awkward. So we end up doing this. It's kind of like the hands are like this. It's like hard, but I don't feel. I mean, I guess some guys feel insecure. Maybe. I think they feel like emasculated. Maybe they don't feel very manly. Yeah. I feel awesome. That feeling to me is awesome as opposed to like I'm embarrassed. Does that make sense?
I think the fact that you're very confident about that part, about your height, which you don't care, you just embrace it, you know?
Yeah.
The fact that you do that makes me feel very comfortable with it because then it would never be a problem. Because I just stopped thinking about it. He owns it. He's like, it's just a fact. I'm a little shorter than you, but it's fine, you know? And I enjoy that. I like it. That's fine. Okay, moving on.
You have to give them advice. If you're a shorter guy, how do you get a taller girl?
Own it.
So confidence.
Confidence, just own it.
Yeah.
And, do not ever give your girlfriend pressure on wearing heels because he never gave me pressure on wearing heels. He's like, do whatever you want, do whatever you can. If you want to be tall, that's totally fine since you guys are already like, your height is already different.
Like she mentioned, there's other ways, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're shorter, maybe it's more important for you to work out. That'll definitely help. Like if you're a little shorter, but you're like really healthy, you're really fit, that's one. And it's also nice if you're like really rich. Like I'm not really rich, but I'm just saying like, hey, like if you're a little shorter than a girl, but you're like when you're standing on your stacks of money, you're like 8 feet tall. That's really cool too. So
all right, that works.
Work on your craft, like work on your career. If you're really successful and you're really confident, like no one's gonna. Well, there are girls out there who are gonna be like, no matter what, if you're shorter than me, I'm not gonna date you. There are.
Yes,
I've met girls who like were just like
For
that,
sure
but
there
I don't.
are,
It doesn't faze me, and I always feel like I can change their mind. But whatever. Yeah.
Well, he
So
changed my mind.
Those
so
are
it's
those
like,
are your advice.
Yeah.
That's your advice. How do we get together? Plus part 2 / should a girl chase after a guy she likes? So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should a girl chase after a guy she likes? Yes, I believe so. Believe it or not, my whole entire life has been chasing after guys I like. Do you want to go out to eat lunch, dinner? Do you want to go out have fun? Or do you want to be my boyfriend? It's like, I ask. Because I feel like I don't want to waste my time in terms of dating. I just feel like, I have feelings for you. And I want to tell you that. And, if you don't have feelings for me, I just don't want to waste time with you because I can move on to someone that's better. You just need to go out there and put yourself out there and do it because if you don't do it, other people's going to do it. So you might lose the guy that you want or you might lose a dream guy like this. So go out there and ask.
How did we first get together? She actually asked me for my number.
I did.
In front of other contestants backstage. And it actually kind of caught me off guard because, like, I think I said, are you from LA? She was like, no, I'm from Santa Barbara. And then she's like, but I come to LA a lot. And I was like, oh yeah, next time you're here, we should do something. And then she was like, oh, can I get your number? I was like, sure. And then I texted her on her drive back, and then I found out that like her boyfriend drove her, so we like stopped talking.
Ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, her boyfriend at the time drove her. And then so we stopped talking for a couple months, and then we started talking like 4 months down the line. She had broken up, and she was like shooting this web series like very close to me, and I had just gotten Achilles, and she has a puppy. She has a dog too, so that's kind of how I lit up. But yeah, she actually asked me out. I had,
in a way, yes.
I like didn't plan to ask her for her number, so if she didn't ask me, like we probably just would have never met after that day. Have you ever written a song for Lucia? Yes, I actually wrote one that's coming out on my next EP. It's called Delusional because she's delusional. You'll have to wait to hear what it's about. Yeah. Oh no, I wrote 2. I wrote one because she was like in Saipan, really far away filming, and then like, so I was like, oh, you're so far away, this sucks, I hate long distance. So I wrote this other song called Tomorrow. One's called Tomorrow, one's called Delusional.
Delusional is a very, very pretty song, and our
You're
story
biased.
Oh no, our story is in it.
She's
like
biased.
he wrote our.
It's not that pretty.
It is very pretty. He
She's biased.
put our stories in it, which makes me very like emotional when I was hearing it. And
That's the definition of biased.
Fine, I am biased.
You're biased.
Okay, you're my boyfriend. Of course, I'm biased. That's a good song. It's a beautiful song, and when I was listening to it, it was my last day of filming in Saipan, and I was super emotional when I was hearing it because I've been working for like 24 hours already. So it was great. I loved it. I enjoyed it, and it made me homesick in a way, and I couldn't wait to get back to home to these two, and there's a one back there.
Are we thinking about getting married?
Yes.
The short answer is we're not against it. It's just waiting for the right time. She's very ambitious. You know, she has a lot of stuff she wants to do career-wise. we both travel a lot, so it's not like, I mean, there's no perfect time, but it's just, it doesn't feel like it's the right time right now.
Yes.
It's not because of any doubts or anything.
Yeah, it's like
just,
it's not a right time for us, so it's like.
There's a lot of factors, you know, when you think about marriage. It's like, do you want a kid? Do you need to like move out? Like
Yeah, it's a lot of things to think about.
Do you need to like quit what you're doing? So, at this point, currently, just not in the cards yet.
Not in a plan.
Yeah, not in the plans yet. We definitely talked about it.
Yeah.
We were like, it sounds really bad, but we were like, kind of like weighing the pros and cons. We're like, oh, does it make sense to get married? Like, should we? Because you know, like, I'm 30. She's a little younger, but at my age, people aren't just like married. They have like kids.
Yeah.
Second kids.
We're
you know,
at
like
3.
this is our kid for now. Achilles.
I have one more back there.
Achilles.
Hi, Choco, come say hi.
But anyway, thank you guys for watching. This became like way longer than we planned.
Yeah.
If you have other questions or if you want to see us do other stuff,
let us know.
Leave comments below. We're thinking about vlogging, but it's just so tiring and
we're just lazy.
Yeah, we're just really lazy.
really lazy.
But yeah, cool. Peace.
Bye.